It's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
You all heard it say get that bag. We're show number 143. Full house. Both of the lovely young ladies are here. And if you don't know what this is, we're here to talk about real estate investing, mainly being able to put deals together without using your cash or credit. So welcome to show number 143 of this week's Flippinar.
Show number 143. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk.
Cool.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday. It is May 28th, as Ty mentioned. We do have the beautiful Miss Renikia here with us today. Thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy day to join us. This is the place where you ask questions in regards to wholesaling real estate with little to no cash or credit, and we answer those questions. Hey, Rennie.
Hello. How are you all doing out there in Alabama?
Oh, we're doing.
We're doing.
Got the heat on up in here.
You know what? Let me cut the heat off because I'm freezing. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into this thing. Yes, L Boogie and Marsha Yvonne and Amazing Grace, and I think someone else asked, "Are we still on?" Yes, every Thursday. This is where you can find us. We're live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Periscope, and I think I got them all. Okay, so first question, because we're just going to jump in this thing, is from Calvin Jones. I did not forget. And he was hoping to get his question answered. He's not here. He'll listen later, so we're going to do it right off the bat. It's, if a cash buyer puts down a non-refundable deposit, do you separate that or deduct that from the contracted amount at closing? So where does
That's a really great question, that's a good question. So the way the earnest money work, it is deducted from the principal, or deducted from the amount of money that you need to bring to closing. So the earnest money do go towards your principal, or any fees or monies that you need to bring to closing to close.
All right, there we go. Hey, Sonia Jones, not too early, right on time. Actually, it was 6:05, so you were just a little early. And as usual, guys, we do have the hotline open. That number is 205-386-0035. Again, 205-386-0035. P-Dot, the voice of the city, wants to know, can the one-page contract be used in Toronto, Canada?
I get that question a lot from Canada. I guess it just all depends on how similar are the real estate laws to and contract laws are to the U.S. It's only you can answer that. If they are similar, then yeah, I don't see why not. Any Canadians out there? We would love to hear from
I got a lot of calls from Canadians. I think they just need to make them a part. I don't know, but a lot of them want to do business in the state and can't because they don't have social security numbers and stuff like that. But
yeah.
Okay. Hey, Eric, Sonia, and Spencer Fields, Carol Bridgman, thank you all for joining us. We're going to go ahead and take our first call. So thank you for calling. What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Isaac. I'm calling from New York.
All right. Hey, from New York. What's your question today?
Hey, how's it going? My question is wholesaling possible to do internationally and basically developing countries?
All right. So it's wholesaling internationally,
well,
and developing countries.
international.
To still go back to the same thing, are the laws similar to the U.S. laws as far as real estate transactions and contract law?
Okay.
Only the person that's, they have to answer that.
I have to research that.
Yeah.
So it's going to take
And the concept of wholesaling real estate can be done anywhere. Now, when it comes to contracts and laws, that will be determined by the area, the city, the state, the country. But the strategy of wholesaling can be done anywhere in the world.
Okay. So from Instagram, we have Clinton. I want to use all of my money the right way because I'm working with a little. I have Propstream, aka dealulator.com. Again, that's dealulator.com. But what should I use with it? So along with Dealulator, what do you suggest to use?
Well, I put out a post on TikTok on how to basically start doing this with $500. So 100 for a Dealulator, Propstream, that's $97 to be exact. After the 5-day free trial, I think it's $250 for text to flip, which will take you over to batch leads, and then another $150 to skip trade. So that's $500. You're in the game.
In the game.
So you're in the game. That should allow you to skip at least 1,500 names. So
wow.
So
you didn't add the bandit signs in the 500?
Well, you could go that route. You can skip. You could get the Dealulator Propstream, and you just have to do bandit signs. You have to remove the other two, right? That's about $50 to get enough signs to do what you need to do. That'll get you about 200 signs. So.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like it. So I'm gonna ask this question because this is coming maybe backwards.
What else y'all need to know?
You know what? You gotta answer everything. This is from Carol. And her question, or what she says is, I want to buy a home, no money down, rent to own. How do I begin? So we need to reach out to one of our wholesalers here who has an owner financing opportunity, but that would require a down payment. So is it possible to find something with no money down?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
You will run into tons of opportunities where someone will basically give you their house. Now, it may take some time to get the one you want to live in, right? You know, for your own, depending on what your standards are and what you expect. But you will find someone motivated, they'll just walk away from the property. Now, whether it's something old on it or not, you would have to handle that. So what I would suggest to her, if that's her only goal, then that's one thing. But if you're in it to make money, finding deals, make money off however you're going to make the money, just be patient and that opportunity will come. It may be 2 months from now, maybe 2 years from now. So in the meantime, just stack your money, right? If I'm assuming you're going to be making it, take advantage of the opportunity when it presents itself.
I hear you.
And I totally agree. I totally agree with that. And also, I think it's very important to be realistic. Sometimes you can talk yourself out of a lot of great opportunities because we're just not realistic about our goals. So realistically, rent to own owner financing situation will always somewhat need some type of down payment or something of that nature. So, if you're looking to do a rent to own, realistically, 75% of the time that owner financing option will be triggered upon you putting a down payment down. So just, be realistic with your goals too. Like Todd said, it may take you 2-3 years to find that perfect situation like that. But if you just understand the realistic and the holistic view of how to approach what you're trying to do, then you make sure that you're prepared to, if you need to put some money down, you're prepared to do that. But there's a lot of opportunities that you can get in rent to own, owner financing, but just be prepared to put something down, especially if you're looking to live there and occupy.
Okay, got a couple questions from TikTok we're gonna knock out. How do I think this Courtney 30 says, how do I start? I'm really serious and just need a mentor and information. The information we can fix for free. Because just dive into this every Thursday night. We answer a lot of questions and we have over 100 or over 140 of these now. So, and more than likely your question has been asked and answered. Then you can dive into my channel. I'm not the only game out there, but if you want to get it all in one place, I've done a little bit on that end. So You can get all the information free, as many have taken advantage of it. And I've never even talked to them before, right? There's going to be more people to take advantage of the free than the paid. Now, if you need a coach or mentor, you can be, hopefully you're very fortunate you can find someone that'll do that for free. That tends to be a lot more difficult to find versus paying someone like me. You don't have to, but that is an option. I do offer that also. So it just depends on how you want to go about it. All right. The other question is,
how would I pursue a subject to?
Oh, so you,
Yeah, I just have it.
okay, I'm sorry. Well, then, how do I pursue a subject to? Well, I'm assuming you have a subject to Are you asking how do you find subject to opportunities? Well, that's just going to be just through normal marketing channels. If you're trying to find a wholesale deal or whatever, whenever the opportunity presents itself through your marketing or lead generation, you take advantage of it. I think I understood the question correctly.
And speaking of subject to the young lady who just talked about the rent to own, the subject to option is a great option to find someone that you could purchase their property subject to the existing mortgage. So now you don't have to necessarily have to qualify for that mortgage. You just take over the payments. So, that's an option out there that you could, begin to look for too.
All right, there you have it. Smooth on Instagram says, I see bandit signs around my area. Would it be wise to put my sign up in the same place as them since my signs are larger? Or is that marketing too aggressively?
Yeah.
Don't we see Burger King next to McDonald's?
Burger King right next to McDonald's.
As well as Wendy's, and then on the same street and Crystals.
Yeah.
All on the same street.
All on the same
but they guess what? They all give you a little bit something different.
A little bit something different. Especially if it appears that those signs are staying up that you're looking at. If they've stayed up a while, look like they may have been worn. Oh yeah, you definitely want to put signs there or whatever. Assuming it has good visibility. Assuming.
Okay. Let's go with Ishmael Crespo. I have a potential deal in Marietta, Georgia, but the seller does not want to sign a contract unless we have a buyer with a $3,000 non-refundable earnest money deposit. What can I do to approach the situation? Walk away. Walk away.
You got two unattractive things going on here.
Exactly.
How did the conversation go that you were going to find them a buyer? All right, that's the first error. All right. Second, if they're asking for $3,000 down, man, I would love to see the numbers on that. If you can spit out the numbers for it, that's normally not a motivated seller. Even if they are, you just don't let them dictate that.
Right.
Don't. $3,000 down is a lot. That's a lot. I hope this is I don't care what it is, but that's a lot. So I'm gonna be surprised if the numbers work on that.
Right. And I mean, and like Todd said, just based on how you worded that, there had to be more conversation that was needed. So you never really want to approach a seller as, I'm a wholesaler. I'm gonna go find you I'm gonna go find you a buyer. I don't have the money, but I go find. You don't want to approach that because that's what realtors do. That's what a real estate agent do. So you don't want to become a real estate agent for them. You want to approach them. I am a seasonal investor. I want to purchase your property, and that's it. And that's it. So when you start having those type of conversations, when you even mention wholesaling to any of these sellers, it opens up a can of the unknown. It opens up more questions that need to be said, and it really puts you in a point where you begin to talk yourself out of a whole deal. So you never want to get to that point of letting the seller know that you're wholesaling that. You want to let them know that, hey, I have partners. We're cash buyers because that's what you all are. The one your end buyer is your partner. So, approach it like that. That's your partner that's going to bring the money to the table. So it's not like you're going to find anyone. We're going to bring the money to the table. So.
All right. Hopefully that answered your question there. Live better. I see you. I appreciate you joining. It seems I have you on TikTok and on YouTube. So thank you for that. The question is, what do you do when you have a house under contract and you're trying to double close, but the buyer finds out that your name is not on the deed of the house? What do you do next?
That's how I start that off. So you have you have contractual interest in the property. What do you think, Tom? That's what I was saying.
What was the question?
You're the middleman. You're not on the deed. What do you do next?
Okay, that's fine.
You still want to buy it?
Yeah, okay, I'm wholesaling it. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Some buyers be like, well, what is that? And they may not know what it is. Have it on the contract. I'm going to sell you my interest in this transaction we agreed upon, but that probably work for you, right? Yeah, it does. That's what he should say. He might have said, but yeah, it does. All right. And okay, then let's roll. Now, if they have a problem with it, you hate for it to be a one deal transaction, double close or whatever. You like to be someone you can just sell to over and over again. You really don't want to deal with people. It's about relationships. Right. You want people to feel like you are an asset to their operation without being part of their operation. Because help them make them money. Like, I'm arguing with this dude on TikTok, and I had to just go on and block him because he was just getting ridiculous. He's supposed to be a flipper. And he was saying that, like, we're useless, blah, blah, blah. I say,
wow.
I could flip if I wanted to. He like to do something. That ain't nothing I want to do.
How is that useless? There's so many investors that don't want to get out there and look for deals.
They don't have time.
They don't have time. When you really building and flipping, you don't have time to look.
Yeah. So anyway. So I was, I can be belittling when I want to be in a nice, nasty way or whatever. I say, guys, you see, this is the clown that you avoid in this business. See, this will be a buyer that'll blow your whole deal up. Knowing he's not even going to buy it, but just cause whatever stick he has in his, you know what, he would rather blow the deal up than doing it. You avoid those type of things. But most people are not like that. They understand, hey, I'm not doing it for free.
But that's what you do. You're an investor. I go out and identify great deals for my database, as well as the ones that I don't want to take on. I can sell them to you for your interest. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you are an investor that go out and locate great deals for investments.
Go ahead. If you can consistently find great deals, real estate deals, you don't ever have to be broke. Ever.
That's an asset.
You will live an above average lifestyle in this country if you can consistently find real estate deals, great real estate deals. It's that simple. So those are going to be, if you know how to capitalize on it, even if you don't know how to capitalize, just referral fees can be something you can live off of. Just referral fees if you find a lot of them. But assuming you know how to capitalize off of it, even if you don't have the money, aka wholesaling, you don't ever have to be broke unless you're just out here and just wilding out or whatever. But you know what I mean. So
take care of everybody.
Yeah, it's damn right. Yeah.
Okay, so next question is from a user who says, I've watched your $500 video, and this is from ATL. I already bought Propstream. I'm going to do the cold calling with Mojo Dialer. But my question is, what would be some good areas in Atlanta, I guess, to start off?
Oh, y'all got the right person on the line.
Yep, we got
Oh, wow. So Atlanta. I mean, honestly, Atlanta is for sale. Atlanta is being gentrified. Every area in Atlanta is hot right now. I mean, there's you have the West End area, down by the stadium, the Falcon Stadium, which is just lucrative, really great prime real estate. You can flip in any area in Atlanta. You can flip in Clayton County to Cobb County. You can buy a hole in Clayton County to Cobb County. I'm doing something more in kind of the Paces Ferry Buckhead area. At the end of the day, no matter what you want to do in Atlanta, if you want to find great deals, the Western area is always the area to find the best deals, because most investors want to invest in that prime real estate by the stadium. But or people are also flipping in DeKalb and Clayton County, Gwinnett County? Absolutely. So honestly, Atlanta is for sale, and the deals is here in every county.
Boom.
There you have it. An EP3 buys houses on Instagram says, Ty, let me get one of those shirts, Flip Man. Hey guys, I know we haven't mentioned it in a long time, but your shirts, they're still available. Yeah. I think you have to go to the YouTube videos.
No, you can go to I think the site's still up. Let's see here.
There's a site that you can go to if there's any shirts that he has that you like and want to wear. They're available too.
Yeah, you can go to BFOB, FOBB. If you don't know what that means, fear of being broke. You can go there, and once you click on in it says, well, I'll just show you. I guess that'll make sense. Where are we here? Let me see. So we're going to share screen. I hate to promo like this, but he asked the question, so here it is.
Oh gosh. Yep.
So he asked the question, what y'all want me to do. So you can go to TheFOB.com, and you can see these are the shirts that are on display. But if you click on this red button here, it'll take you over here to the shop here. You can select your shirt. We got black and not black characters.
Different ethnicities is what he's meaning. So Rennie, you just mentioned we were talking about Atlanta, but Omega One has a question about Texas. So she wants to know, is gentrification good? Because that's caused problems here in Houston. So I don't think there's a consensus on whether it's good and or bad, because I think most would say bad depending on who's buying, but then good because of revitalization of certain areas. So what's your take?
I think that question is a great question. I think gentrification is inevitable. Is I mean, just think about if the world wasn't gentrified, and we'll be still living like what the world looked like in the early 1900s. So that's what these, the world been gentrified over all these years until where we have today. So gentrification is inevitable. We have to go with change. We have to ride with where the economy is today. But the key is who is gentrifying these areas. So we don't want people that don't look like us to go into our neighborhoods and gentrify our areas and make money on our back. So what's most importantly is for us to capitalize on our own areas and gentrify our own areas and revitalize and redevelop our own areas so we can take control of the land. So gentrification is inevitable. If you are afraid of change, you're gonna get left behind. So you gotta ride with it.
Progress.
Exactly.
The catchphrase is progress or perish. Either
progress or perish. I like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So next question, Ty. That's the softball going out the park. Here it is. Mm-hmm. You ready? It is from Nellie Lee. Nellie Lee says, I always hear Ty say, aka Propstream. And someone said tonight that they bought Propstream. What is that? And what is it used for? We don't use Propstream, Nellie. We use Dilulator.com. Again, what is it?
Thanks my sister for asking that question. Check is in the mail. But anyway, what it is that and I'll show you. Let me see. Okay, so my site is Dilulator.com. I'll just go here to the home page. All right, so on the site, you can access the free contract that I've been using since 2003 right here or whatever. And then we have the calculator right here, right, where you can sort of figure out if you have a deal or not. All right, but Dilulator.com also will give you access to a 5-day free trial to Propstream. And Propstream is a real estate tool of tools. It will do a lot of different things. Before anyone signs up for it, I strongly recommend watching this video, top 10 ways to use the best real estate tool to close more deals, in my opinion. So it's just a real estate tool. It can tell you who the owner. Well, I can show you. Well, what am I doing? It can I have it pulled up here, I think. Let me see. No, she had me logged out. It can show. Well, I just explain. I won't go in. I won't try to show you whatever. But what it does, it can determine who the owner is. It can give you. It can tell you, assist you with determining the value of a property, transaction history. You can build lists with cash buyers for potential motivated sellers, vacant houses, pre-foreclosure auctions, tax liens. It just does a lot of stuff. And I don't know if it's going to be released next week. I've been meaning to text my boy all week. But an app will be released, I think, the beginning of next week. It's going to blow everybody else out the water. It's already out there. Like I already said.
Okay.
Game changer.
Yeah.
When the app comes out, game changer.
Ooh.
So boom.
Cannot wait for this.
It's really not that user friendly on a tablet or smartphone right now, but when that app hits, so boom.
All right.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
All right. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Dealylater.com. Go ahead and sign up for the 5-day free trial. Someone asked, why is it 5? Some places 7, other places I don't know. I can't speak for that. I can't speak for that. Right here it's 5 days, but on the other you might get 7 days, but you're not getting the Dealylater calculator.
And you don't get the actual support. You can call and talk to me. Got a question? I'm going to probably refer you to support, but I'll normally answer it if I can answer.
Wow.
That's the difference.
Stop dog it. Who? Next question is Tamika Mika.
I like that.
How do I structure a deal with a house with little equity? I have a tired landlord that has 2 different houses that they want to get rid of, but it don't sound like no money there. So what you do with it?
Not to me.
If it don't make, how's the saying go? If it don't make sense, it don't make sense. I don't know.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, so what does she need to do? The house doesn't have a lot of equity in it. Tired landlord is ready to get rid of both of them. What are options? Is this one of those where you have to get creative with this? Maybe.
Honestly, it's hard to move a deal with no equity other than to a retail buyer who's not concerned about equity or cash flow. But to move a deal to an investor with no equity, no cash flow, it's going to be the hardest sell ever. So, sometimes, it's good to have those type of deals in the pipeline, but not put all into it because it becomes unrealistic. Unless you can go find them, maybe a retail buyer or a homeowner who wants to live in it, it may be very hard to move that to an investor who's focused on equity and cash flow.
Yeah, you would have to. It would have to be a situation where, like you say, someone that probably wants to live in it would pay a little more, or at least cover the mortgage payments. It just depends. If it's a pretty house, I guess, or whatever, you may can get someone to dive into, especially if pretty good school zone, if that matters, or whatever. And it just depends. You just have to deal with it. What was that situation? What type of properties were
Okay, just tired landlord, 2 properties.
And he didn't say. He said they owe money. What did he say?
Nothing. None of that information was there.
Oh, we don't know. Then okay. Well, yeah, you got to give more information. Before does he owe anything? Or he's trying to sell the full price.
I don't know.
Oh,
Just a little equity. Don't say that. Okay, so T. Dot, the voice of the city, says, does a title letter need to identify how much money each party gets during an assignment exit strategy?
He means my closing.
The closing sheet, the closing dot.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever shown that.
Title letter.
We'll go to the next question and I'll show how it looks.
Oh my Dre on Instagram, you ask questions right there. Just post your questions on Instagram.
Yeah.
we'll read them.
It shouldn't show up on the title, but it'll show up on the HUD if you're doing an assignment and not a double closing.
Okay. So the Isaiah Navarez, and this is from Instagram, says, "What's your experience in wholesaling in Southern California? I couldn't imagine who has the funds to pay cash over there."
Man.
Oh, they do.
Them boys out there make so much money doing the exact same thing that I do. Is ridiculous. It doesn't matter. So what I can understand if that's the best way to put this. The only reason houses can sell for what they do or be valued at what they are is for one reason only.
People can afford them.
People can't afford them. All right. So
Absolutely.
in that same climate, right, you're talking about millions of people, right? Just in, I think, LA County alone is 10 million people, I think, right? Then you have Riverside County, like another 4 or 5 million. Then you got Orange County, same thing, some ridiculous number. But you have a lot of money out there. You have a lot of money that comes from overseas and invest in that area or whatever. 400,000 for a house that's worth 700 ain't nothing for those guys to cut a check for. I have some guys that I'm doing some business with. We're doing it here locally, but like one of he's not a student, but a YouTube follower, Chris Gomez, Chris the Shark on Instagram. He's out in Riverside, and that's just nothing, you know. Whereas we'll do the same thing. 25,000 paydays is a disappointment for them. They're normally looking for 50, 75, and 100 or whatever. So yeah, it's like it's just relative. It's just relative. If you find a deal, if I can get, I say this all the time. I'm sure that I don't know what it's called. The Empire State Building may be worth $1 billion, but if I can get it for $500 million, I can find a buyer that'll pay for it and close in 10 days at $600 million. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Money, man, is a lot of money out here in this world.
Absolutely.
People that got it are trying to make more of it, and the way you make more is buying great deals so you can capitalize on that. So if you're out there, you're in la la land in a good way, right? Because you'll do the exact same thing we do here, and your money will dwarf what we make. Just get out there and make it happen, man. Endless opportunity. People still die in LA. They still get divorced, job loss or income loss, medical bills or medical issues, which causes trouble, kids' tuition, relocation, just life creates motivated sellers. Your job is to let them know you exist. You will make money. That's it. What else?
And what I love about, wholesaling in markets like California is it's more, you got to understand how many deals someone like we have to do on the over here on the East Coast when we're making 5,000-10,000 a transaction, and they're making 50 to 75, 100,000 a transaction. So they can do a lot less deals. They may do 5 to 10 deals a year and make $500,000, where it'll take, someone on the East Coast maybe 150 deals to 100 deals or something like that to accumulate $500,000 or whatever the case may be, and wholesaling at $5,000 to $10,000 levels. So at the end of the day, you get more for your spread. Therefore, when you do close, that's something that can take care of some things for the next 2 or 3 months, and the spreads are bigger. So I would rather wholesale in markets like that, especially when you got the end buyers.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Like Riverside County, like 2 million and some change. Orange County is 3 million and some change. LA County, 10 million, as I said. All of those are right there together. I think San Bernardino County, like northeast of one of them, of LA County. I think if my math geographic mind is working, that's another 2 million. So we got 2 million. 3 million, almost another 3 million. That's almost 17 million people within probably like a 75-mile radius. I don't know, some ridiculous.
And a good portion of them are money driven, investment driven. That's where the money is.
Fred,
Here in New York.
the entire state of Alabama is only 4 million. You got one
Wow.
county out there.
We got 6.9 in Atlanta.
Yeah, so just whew.
Okay. You got someone on TikTok that wants to know, do you record these and what are you talking about?
That's good. That's good. He's interested.
What we're talking about, TikTok. We're talking about real estate investing and doing it with no money, right? Now, when we say that, what it means is that to pull off the transaction, meaning the buy and sell, the actual transaction, if you find a great real estate deal, someone will actually buy you out of the deal to move you out of the way because you put it on a contract. That's basically what we're talking about. And normally these are 4 and 5 figure transactions. So it can be life-changing. Most people that change their situation financially. So that's what we're talking about. So continue to watch and you will learn something. But if you don't, you can go to YouTube. And yes, these are recorded. You can go to YouTube, do a search for the Flip Man, and almost 500 videos now. So dive in, a university worth of information to change your financial situation. It is a very simple process. Not going to say it's easy. It sounds easy, but it's a very simple process. But I think anyone can do it if a meathead like myself can do it. So on to the next question. Thank you.
On to the next. Now, I see all of you guys are commenting about our baddie bae that's on screen there. Yes, that is the beautiful Miss Renikia, but more than I want to talk about you.
Not the baddie bae.
She is more than anything a business owner, real estate. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm gonna say guru. She is good at what she does, but even better than that, she's good at helping others learn how to use their credit to build generational wealth. She's so good at it that she has a company that assists you in doing so. The question that I have specifically for you right now is from Donovan P. And he wants to know, what are the general criteria for your lending service? Percent of purchase price, percent of repairs. And so what a lot of people may not know if they're just joining across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook is that what's the name of the company and what services you can provide. But we're also going to answer Donovan's question as well.
Awesome. Thank you. You always set me up for a slam dunk. But yeah, so the most important thing that I realized just being in this space or just being in the real estate space and just investment space is that nothing moves before the money. So although we talk a lot about, how to do this with absolutely no money or little to any money, there does come a time where it is a business. So eventually you want to approach it like a business and be able to, you're gonna have a business expenses and things of that nature. So what we do is show you how to leverage your credit to receive up to $150,000 of unsecured credit, where you can start your marketing campaign for wholesaling, invest into Propstream and other tools that you need to be able to be successful at what you're trying to accomplish. But to answer Donovan's question, we are a direct private lender as well for residential commercial real estate. You absolutely an asset-based lender. You do not need tax returns, bank statements, income verification, nor pay stubs. It's completely based on the asset and your ability to just bring the money to the table. I can approve you for $100,000 deal. I can approve you for $1 million deal as long as you have the money to bring to the table. But asking your questions, prior to COVID, we was at 90% purchase and 100% rehab. Now we're at about 80% purchase and 100% rehab.
All right, there you have it.
Let me show them this clothing, this
closing doc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Goldie TV on Instagram. We're about 38 minutes into our live today. You can hop back over and watch the video if you missed any of that. And just so you guys know, Renikia is available across all social media platforms. And most definitely before we end today, we'll put that information up there on how you can get in contact with her or someone at her company. Just keep in mind that, allow 48, 72 hours to get a response via email or a call. And but what's on the screen now, someone asked about the closing document that you would send to the title company that basically breaks down the fees between the seller, yourself, and the buyer. So
yeah, just really quick. I call it a closing detail sheet, just something I created, just to sort of give them an idea who's getting who's paying what, who's receiving what. Right. Okay. So you just have a date. Sometimes you might not know that. You can put the attorney up there if you want. The address of the property, the sales price, and normally the sales price is the price that you have with the seller. Now, sometimes they may want you to do it with the buyer, but normally it works this way. The sales price you have with the seller, right, on contract A and B, as Renika says. All right. So parties. So you'll have the seller here, Seeley and Albert Johnson. Y'all know who that is?
Seeley?
No.
That's from Color Purple.
I'm not Seeley. Oh, I thought her name was Ava.
Albert.
Yeah.
All right. And so, and then the buyer, Shook Avery.
Not sure.
And so, hey, just want to go be happy till you got in your house. And I heard you had that bad woman to see.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so now you have so in the assignment area, this is where you get paid. It says $12,000, $12,000 assignment fee paid to you, the wholesaler. Buyer has submitted $2,000 earnest money deposit. So you just put that in, basically in the notes as a bullet point. And then in the closing cost area, depending on what you negotiated, but normally buyers pay closing costs. The buyer will pay all closing costs minus any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens. And then additional instructions, just contact me with any questions or concerns. You can get a copy of that by going to freeclosingdoc.com, freeclosingdoc.com. Man, what else y'all need, man?
I like this sheet a lot because when you submit your contract to the attorney, it's good to just go ahead and explain to them, you know, how you want to put your transaction. If you want okay with assignment, or you're going to do a double closing, you have the contact information of sellers, so they can contact them because there's always some information the seller needs to send. I like that. I like that a lot. It's pretty dope.
Boom.
Okay. Now I see a lot of you guys are asking, how would this affect unemployment for those of you who are either currently unemployed right now and receiving employment insurance, or who are furloughed and all of that. But honestly, guys, we try not to delve into that.
Well, now I want to talk about that.
No, let's talk about that.
Somebody asked me that question earlier through a text. I think I referred them to my YouTube videos. Asked the question. I don't know what I would do. You know, I'm gonna have to go back to that Tyrone because I'm a different Tyrone now, not in the sense of finances, finances wise. You know what I'm saying? And so, how much I'm gonna get paid on the deal? What?
Talk about that.
There is no amount. You just want to know, like,
I don't think that would affect it. I don't see how that would affect it.
Absolutely. Let me say this.
Now, if you did a lot,
one thing I love about entrepreneurship, you get your money first and you tell Uncle Sam later. So at the end of the day, Uncle Sam don't know anything about the checks you have cut into taxes next year.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it would affect it at all because you're not working for anyone. You're still not
working for anyone. So it's not profit. You gotta understand. Sometimes when you get the money, it's not always profit. You got business expenses and things of that nature. So, you know, your business is not always profiting, although you cut those checks. Use
this as an opportunity with that $875. That's not $875 a week, and make this happen.
Absolutely, right? Flip it. Because you know what, that hurts me to hear something like that a little bit, because it's kind of like what I hear about like Section 8 houses. A lot of times people don't want to increase their income over a certain level because it'll take away the Section 8 benefits, not knowing that the Section 8 benefits are a whole. So you want to get to a point of increasing yourself, because it's a bigger side on the other side. So don't be afraid to let go the pacifier and go out there and get the bigger fish.
Go get the bottle of milk, man.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not going to affect you all. Focus on family wealth. Focus on generational wealth. Focus on your bottom line, and it's not even about Uncle Sam. It's not about any of that. Focus on how can I take this money they're giving me and make this work for me.
Exactly. Opportunity.
Everything else will figure itself out. I promise you.
I have like two or three questions about bandit signs. So one of them is right up my alley, and I'm gonna save it for last. The first one is from Alex Luna from Facebook, and they just got their first batch of signs, 200 of them, and wanted to know, is it best to deploy in one area, one zip code, or sprinkle them in different areas and see what hits? And this is from Austin, Texas.
What 200? That's a good starting number of bandit sign. That's my recommended minimum. Mm-hmm. Well, a minimum is 100, but 200 is ideal. Let me just say that to start. Okay. Right. So number one, you've never done it before. Right. So you just don't want to get out there and go crazy and put them all out, because the worst thing you want to happen is to put them all out and they're all down 2 days later. Right. So you need to get out there and research your market to, number one, to see where bandit signs already exist. All right. And you want to pay attention to the signs, because a lot of times you can see like, man, that sign, it's almost fading. It's been up there so long. So you want to target those areas. Right. Okay. So from there, you want to identify those areas. Okay. The next level will be, hey, you don't see any signs in a particular area. So you may want to test 5 or so to see how long those stay up. Let them, check on them maybe 5 or 7 days later. If they're still up, then you want to add maybe another 5 more to that area, 10 or whatever. So it's going to be a process, because you're going to have to learn your market and where you can get away with signs and where you can't. And in a lot of markets, especially a big city, Houston, yes, a big city like that, it's I'm sorry, that's a pretty decent sized city too. It's the suburban areas, normally you can't get away with them. A lot of times in the downtown areas, you can't get away with them. So, but you're just gonna have to scout your market out and just do your research and see where you think you can get away with them. So it's not really about choosing zip codes or anything. It's about where you can get away with them. One of the ways you take advantage of areas you can't get in is off freeway exits, because that's only one, but a lot of times traffic will pile up off of exit ramps or whatever. So you want to pay attention to that or whatever. So, but just do your research and see what's already going on. So, and that may take you a week or two, depending on how much time you can put into it to see what's already going on as far as bandit sign. But I know they exist in Houston. So
definitely a little trial and error, and be okay with that.
Yeah.
Be okay with the trial and error.
Yeah.
Because when you do find it, it's going to be a gold mine.
Yeah. And understand it's not this your last order. It's just the first order. You know what I'm saying? If you can go ahead and buy 200 more, go ahead and put the order in if you can afford it. Go ahead and
put order in.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That what they call it? That what did we just talking about? The 875.
Employment.
Oh, unemployment. Yeah, bandit sign.
Unemployment.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you know how my mind works, which you probably know, but I'm just gonna tell you, I always think beyond the beyond, which Ty's gonna say I need to kiss and keep it simple, stupid instead of overcomplicated. But I'm with BJ Johnson. BJ says, do you know what machines you need to make your own bandit signs?
Okay.
Like cheap signs do. So this is my thought. Like, if we're on this platform and everybody needs bandit signs and I don't want to put them out, why can't I figure out how to make the bandit signs and y'all just get the bandit signs for me instead? See, that's what BJ thinks.
But you can. You get a piece of cardboard and get you some sticks, and you get your piece of cardboard and get the stapler, like the contractor stapler, and staple them cardboards onto the light poles and things of that nature.
No, he wants to actually produce what they're producing.
We talking about.
Oh, that's what he want to do.
You in the
the machines. Oh,
that, only you can make that decision. But my answer, just like I have an answer for Asia about something she's trying to get into. I'm not in the sign business. You feel me? I'm in the real estate business. So that expense.
You got to go find a sign mentor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is your time worth? That just leave right there. what is your time worth? Because it takes time to do those.
Yeah.
What is your time? That's all you got to ask yourself.
Yeah.
I could be doing.
I like the way you're thinking. You know,
what is your time worth on those signs and what you think you're gonna save on just because you bought them and you doing them yourself versus that time putting into trying to find another real estate deal. How many real estate deals will you miss by trying to make signs yourself? That's all you got to ask.
Oh, I thought he was trying to become dirt cheap signs, like another sign business.
What?
Is he trying to become dirt cheap signs?
No,
he's trying to become a sign business to sell to other investors.
I think he just want to just save the money.
You want to say no?
Perceived saving.
Exactly. That opportunity cost of you doing all of that.
I got the numbers for you, BJ. It don't add up, but I'm just saying.
He better get a machine. Get the machine. You better get the machine. That's a lot, you know. But if you know, it's the sign business is real. We all need them. But you know.
Okay, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. This is from Gislena. Let's see. I found a potential seller. After speaking to him, he asked me if I'd be interested in taking his place as a partner on 2 condos, which currently has paying tenants. Not really a question there. I guess maybe she's wanting to know what to do.
For time. And team.
Yeah, but that wasn't a question. It just says, I found a potential seller. After speaking to him, he asked me if I'd be interested in taking his place as partner on 2 condos, which currently has paying tenants. Where's the question?
What we do
that ain't what they said, but that's what we're implying. That's what we're going to say. Okay, you know what?
Taking his place.
Yeah. What is
taking his place? Oh, as a partner, he's trying to sell his interest.
Yes. So
I'd have been in deals like that. That can be a mess.
So how do you go about doing this? How does she? Okay, there you go.
Well, we would need some numbers, you know, to let you know, hey, he's giving you a great deal or walk. Right. You know, so we would need some numbers, baby girl. So.
And how many people you got to split that rent with?
Yeah.
You say it was a cash flowing condo. So, you know, I've been in a situation like that. And honestly, I don't like, you know, there are people that would sell their interest, but at the same time, there's other parties involved. So when you're looking to buy into someone's deal or buy someone's interest in a deal that has other parties involved, you just make sure that you have a conversation with everybody involved before you get yourself, before you buy him out of his interest and you get in bed with some people you don't know. And things of that nature. So, I mean, I didn't see that go left so many times, but, you know, most importantly, make sure that you talk to all the parties involved because he's trying to sell his partnership, his piece of the puzzle. Obviously letting me know that there's other people involved in the transaction.
Yeah, she said it was one other person involved and one is a 2-bedroom and the other is a 1-bedroom. She said she would come back to us with numbers by next Thursday. But she appreciates that answer. Thank you, Gislena. So one Trey Funny from TikTok wants to know, do I need an
LLC going in
to obtain a contract on a home? So that's not normally what we get. We normally get, do I need an LLC? I guess it's the same thing. Yeah, they don't say, do I need an LLC to start this? So just word it a little different. So the go-to answer is...
But directed to that question, no, you don't have to have an LLC to put something on the contract. You can put it in your own name. That's a common question that we get about should you have an LLC when you start. In reality, you're starting a business, yeah, but it's not necessary to start because some people don't have the resources to do an LLC or set that up, which is really not that expensive. But I say that if I ain't got $100, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? So that is a lot of money if you don't have it. So so if you have to make the decision, I'm going to buy some bandit signs, I'm going to do buy a list or whatever, versus me setting up an LLC, normally we side on making the money first off maybe a deal or two, and then in your name, and then set up your LLC. It's not going to kill you to do a deal in your name or whatever. So,
and I'm just a big believer in just using what I got. If I ain't got it, I don't have it, you know, but what I do have is my name, and you know, I can buy that. I just post something early this week about the first deal that I ever bought, and now that I look back on it, so many things went wrong with that deal, but what I look back on, I bought it in my name because that's all I knew. That's what I, you know, that's what I had. And that, you know, at the end of the day, I'd evolved over the years. So don't be afraid to use what you have. If you don't have the money to start an LLC, it's okay. Just buy it in your name because you're wholesaling it anyway. So it's just a contract.
Yeah,
it's just like a wash.
Somebody asked me about I post a lot of stuff on TikTok about $500 to turn it into $10,000 or whatever. I really want to say zero, and I put that on some of them, but I know people don't believe it already. If I said 5,000 and the 10,000, they don't believe it, whatever. So, but what I commented to him was, I told him, I said, he said, "Where's the $500 coming from?" I said, "It's coming from you." You know, I say,
your savings.
Yeah, it's coming from
your credit.
I said, "Well, you ain't got $500." I said, "Well, it's just simple. Doers make it happen."
Right.
$500.
But we can't be talking about making, you know, $50,000, $60,000, $100,000, whatever your goals are, and we're not willing to put a couple $100s out.
Yeah. Deliver pizza.
We can't be talking business at this point.
Yeah, pizza, Domino's, they hiring like after you know what or whatever.
Because I guarantee I can probably look at your expenses, your personal expenses, and there's probably about $200-$300 in there that you can probably, you know, not buy it for the next 2 or 3 months. You know, I mean, cable is one. If you're paying $200-$300 for cable, why? I mean, that's ridiculous. I have a friend right now, they got, you know, you can get these Fire Sticks with full cable for $20-$30 a month. At the end of the day, I mean, we got to cut back on some of those expenses so we can put that money into investments, a very important piece of life.
There you have it. Frank Christopher LaGrange on TikTok says, "I think you need to spend a little bit of money to make money. Like they always say, spend money to make money. They also say scared money don't make money."
And I'm a big believer on preparation. If I know I need 500, so I mean the next 2 months or 3 months, I may save $125 a month or $150 or $100 a month for the next 5 months. And then I'm ready in 5 months. But during them 5 months, I'm preparing my mind. I'm educating myself. I'm, you know, really understanding, you know, what it is that I want to do and put my plan in place. And at the same time, I'm saving a little money so I can start my business. I mean, it may not be something you can start today. That's why it's called preparation. You prepare yourself for that investment.
All right, there you have it. Tim Armstrong says, "Bro, I just closed a $100,000 deal. Thanks to you, man. You need to call. We need to get the info on that. That's
wow.
You all day. We need to see that, Tim.
Wow.
Yeah,
Tim.
man. If you want, you might not want to tell everybody, but if you want to make a story, please let me know. Just hit me up. You know how to reach me. 205.
Congratulations.
492-3425. Holla at me.
Holla at you, boy. Freak
And what state were that in? What state are you in?
Tim, can you tell us just what state you're in?
Yeah.
If you could. Freako Suave on TikTok. "How can I speak to you personally? I really want to learn." Well, Freak, the best thing to do is dive into those 500 plus videos, which are available to you on YouTube. Join us every Thursday. We try to be here.
Well, my number's out there everywhere, which I'll say it now.
I was getting to that.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Go ahead, because I forgot.
205-492-3425. It's out there, so you know.
There you have it. So
And the best way to take advantage of, like, when you do get someone like Ty on the phone, the best way to take advantage of it is not having your questions in place. You want to be able to already done some research so you know exactly what you want to answer, so you can really maximize what it is you don't know and what it is that you need to know before you get on the call. Because a lot of times people get on the call and it's like they don't know that, you know, they don't even, you know, you haven't researched, you don't have any matter of fact questions. Therefore, we're just talking hypothetical. And, you know, the more you dive in and you get someone like that on the call, you have your 10, 15 questions in place that's going to help you really understand what it is that you don't understand. Because just get on the phone having a conversation, that's just a lot of information out there that you don't know if it's good, bad, or whatever. But, you know, not evaluate yourself, but do your own research before you get someone like that on the phone, so you can truly take advantage of that person's time.
Yeah,
and yours.
And normally what happens is when someone calls me, you know, I'll answer a couple of questions or whatever, but you know, I can tell immediately how much of my content have you consumed. And you know, I have bad days just like anybody else. Relationships, family, stuff didn't go right like I wanted with me trying to do deals or whatever. So you may catch me in a funky attitude, but I'm still gonna try to be nice or whatever. But even when I'm feeling at my best or whatever, normally you get more out of me then. But I'm going to refer you back to those videos and when it's all said and done. Now, sometimes people call me, it's basically a yes or no question. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, right, yeah, or whatever. So, boom, you know, that's it.
You know exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, know exactly what they wanted. That's cool or whatever. I put myself out there, but I know I've been doing it for years. So I'm not telling people not to call me or whatever. No, but normally people are calling to ask me about the next level of it. You know, how can I get you to coach me and blah, 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 whatever. So, you know, but I always try to make it clear with people, you know, you do know the information is free on my YouTube channel, you know, so before we even go to that next level, pulling out that debit card, credit card.
Swipe.
So.
Swipe.
Oh,
yep,
yes,
timed out. Okay, guys, still
they call right then, man.
Going with questions on Instagram. I'm sorry, this is actually from TikTok. How do I present myself to a seller or buyer simply as an entrepreneur? ? So we haven't got this question in a while. Actually, we talked about it a little earlier because it was asking how did the question even come up that you were looking for a buyer. So what's that answer, Rennie? How do we introduce ourselves? What are we? Who are we?
I am a real estate investor. Simple.
That's what you are.
I'm a real estate developer. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a seasoned investor. You're a real estate investor. You are a business owner at the same time, but at the end of the day, when you're in real estate, you're a real estate investor, and you have a business around your investments. But you're a real estate investor. That's it. And you are. I mean, flipping contracts makes you an investor. I mean.
Sure.
All right, there you have it.
Oh, we're gonna be.
So I'm seeing a lot of different posts here. I saw some on Instagram, and now I'm looking at Paul. I see you there. So earlier you mentioned the video that you had in the TikTok about what would you do with $500, like starting with $500. That, you know, you said deal you later, subscription. It was the list, and then something else that we changed it if you didn't want to do. But people are continuing to ask, well, what if I have 1,000? What if I have 2,000? What if I have 6,000? What if I have 10,000? It doesn't really change much. I mean, of course, it gives you a lot more skin in the game, but the initial grounding really doesn't change, right?
You could obviously do more with 1,000, you know, because now you can add bandit sign if you want to put that into your marketing plan or whatever. That's not enough for direct mail. You can do ringless voicemail. You can do voice broadcast. So
driving for dollars.
Yeah, driving for dollars, obviously, yeah. So you can do a little more, you know. 1,000 is not enough for direct mail, so you know.
Right. And the key to this marketing is really consistency. Yeah. So I will stick with a $500 marketing budget and just consistently do it for the next. Instead of me putting $1,000 and all my money into this month, or whatever the case may be, or 2,000, I will just consistently do $500 marketing campaign for the next 2 to 3, 4 months, and that'll put you at a place where you're consistent. Versus, you know, putting all the apples in one basket the first month, and now nothing happens, and then you don't have anything to hold you over to the next month. So the key to this marketing is truly consistency. You know, I mean, sometimes you put them 200 bandit signs out there. You get a lot of calls, but you may not get that deal. What are you going to do then? You want to go back at it next month and do it again. So, you know, just make sure you stretching yourself not too thin, but just make sure you have enough that you can be somewhat consistent with it as well.
Okay. So
Text to flip on Instagram. They ask what's the text website. Text to flip. Text the number 2 flip. All one word.
Okay, so Royal Miss Lady has a question, and I can answer this one for you. I got this one. Yes. Can real estate investing be a home-based business? Absolutely. From the comfort of your home.
I think we all at home. We're running our business from home. I mean, I have a brick and mortar right now because I have a lending company. We need loan officers and stuff. But prior to me really going really heavy into my lending company, I mean, everything was kind of done remotely. I'm gonna work. Actually, I take this back. I'm gonna work where there's Wi-Fi and I plug my laptop at. So don't look at it just a home base. You can be on somebody's island running your wholesale business somewhere. So absolutely.
All right. Okay. So for life, pro-life. I read that wrong. I like that. It's not for life, it's pro-life. What are the steps to take when an owner is deceased and there is no relatives to track down? Is there always going to be a next of kin? Or does it go to the state?
It should be.
It doesn't have to be, but you would like to think it is.
Right.
I'm sure some situations out there like that. So
it is.
That's where you're gonna have a lot of patience at that point. There are ways to acquire properties like that. There's going to be attorneys to tell you exactly the steps to do that, but it'll probably take several months to acquire it, whatever. So yeah, that's possible.
And I would start at maybe just speaking with like a probate attorney, because obviously it probably went through probate, and it's probably just hanging out there somewhere. So maybe starting with a probate attorney, who can help you identify who you need to speak to maybe purchase. You know, a case like that it's kind of hard to, you know, it's one of those iffy situations. I've seen that a lot, and you just kind of work all angles until you can't.
Yeah. Someone on you got the TikTok. TikTok question. Yeah. About title.
What do you think? So yeah, the question from TikTok is, what do you think about title insurance?
Oh, absolutely. I would never purchase without it. And you don't really get title insurance when you do quit claim, but I would never purchase a property without title insurance. Absolutely not. Because what happens with that, when you do that, if there's a cloud on the title or someone have a lien on the title from years ago that you don't know about, and then when you go and try to sell that property, you got to take care of that lien. But if you have title insurance and there's something on the title that when you bought title insurance, your insurance is going to take care of that lien and it won't come out of your pocket. So I would never purchase a property without title insurance.
Okay. So let's see here. Looking for Carol. Carol's question is, I have a vacant lot that I got at a tax delinquent sale in Etowah County. Someone wants to buy it, but I don't want to tell him I can't sell because I don't have the deed yet. When it's mine, how do I determine what to charge? Like, how long is it going to take before it's actually hers?
Well, I don't know what stage it is. I sort of get confused on that, but you know, in Alabama, you have three years. The owner has 3 years right of redemption.
Wow.
And as a matter of fact, I think it goes up to actually 6 or whatever.
I know y'all not buying tax things out there.
So it's terrible. So the best thing I would recommend that you do, try to find who owns that property. You know, even though you have possession via the tax, whatever, try to find them and see if you can give them $1,000 to deed that property over to you or whatever. That's what I would suggest that you do, because now you would have to go through the quiet title process. That's anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. You have to wait 6 months, from my understanding, on that. Even if assuming that it's at that stage of the tax delinquent, tax deed, tax certificate. I get confused process. Or what I met a young man, he found me on Instagram somewhere, I don't know where, but locally, he was 20, I think he's 25 or 26. Just know all that stuff backwards and forwards. I was just so impressed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You want to work.
Taxes are lucrative.
Yeah, and I'll say, yeah. So that's what he does. He goes out and finds those individuals and to convince them to sell. I'm just too impressed.
I done did it. That strategy works. I done that strategy numerous times with the tax liens I bought. Like Ty said, find out how long you have to hold it. I know here in Georgia, we have a year and 1 day. Tax liens are very lucrative here in Georgia. You have a year and 1 day, but you're absolutely right about that. That is the strategy to take. Contact that seller directly, pay them to waive their interest in the property. So you can go, you still got to do the foreclosure process and things of that nature because it's a tax lien. So you gotta go through the quiet title and to take full possession. But you can do that fairly quicker when the homeowner have already waived their right to come back and buy that from you.
In Alabama,
so that strategy works.
In Alabama, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. If you can find the owner, you don't have to go through all of that.
So you have the deed. You're a D state.
Yeah,
you're a D state.
Yeah,
you're not a tax lien certificate. You're a D state.
Yeah, so
you're not a lien state. When you're a lien state, you got to go through quiet title. If you're a D state, you're absolutely right. It's just once you have the deed, you have full control.
Now, if they don't do that, then you will have to go through the quiet title. You have to run the entire course of the thing. I think it takes an entire 6 years where you can get it to the point where you can do the quiet title. Well, for mine, I get confused about it. So I wish I could get one of them guys on here, and it don't matter because it's just Alabama people. Y'all ain't concerned about Alabama. That's
she
wrong.
Responded that it was a title
6 years is a lot.
Yeah.
And she said if the property is not redeemed by next year, she can apply for the deed.
A tax deed.
Oh.
She's just applying.
Well, she had to go through the quiet title to get the deed. So she probably had the lien.
Yeah, so she had at the certificate stage.
Yeah. Florida's a deed state too. When you buy it, you buy it.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you get 12% now. A lot of companies come here and they buy.
We get 20.
Oh yeah, y'all do. Yeah,
Georgia get 20.
Yeah.
So she said it is 3 years. She's had it for 2, so she has 1 more year to go.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No,
okay. So good luck.
Most likely they won't come back. I mean, I would go find them.
Yeah.
Okay, so JPV, another one. You have asked it multiple times, so I'm gonna ask it for you on TikTok. I got 60 grand saved. Where do I invest it in? They just keep giving me a different amount. So
doing it.
Well, he said he opted to be homeless in order to save. So when people keep in mind, when people say homeless, they don't mean in the cardboard box on the corner. They mean humbling themselves and maybe sleeping on their brother's couch or in their mama's basement and stacking up for
a lot of other cultures do that we refuse.
Right.
Yeah, and that we belittle and look down. Oh, there's 10 of them in the house. Yes.
And they got assets.
Yes. Check the account. Okay. So he has 60 grand. What would you do with it? This is just your opinion only. What would you do?
This is a wholesaling show, right? I would budget out probably about 3 grand of that. That's all. Right, and put me a marketing plan together to start generating leads. You shouldn't have to ever touch that again.
Sure. And that's true. And I will definitely carve out about $5,000 of that and put that directly into your wholesale business. And I'll put the rest of it into a couple fix and flip, and I'll turn that 60 to 250.
All right. B Neal. Hey B, what advice do you have for wholesaling in Mobile, Alabama? I have getting started because of my fear of too much competition and the crazy laws down here. Thanks.
In Mobile? We are in the same state.
Yeah, it's funny how they can be in the same state, but like
No. Yeah,
change.
you're just terrible.
Oh, Mobile is heavy.
Oh yeah, Mobile's good. Just get out there and do it, man. Start generating leads. There's not too much competition. I'm telling you, it's just Mobile is big enough where it's still not. You can do 30 deals this year. Nobody know you exist. Get out there and make it happen.
I mean, if we out here still wholesaling in Atlanta, which is what everyone is wholesaling these days, you can do it in Mobile.
Oh yeah.
That goes back to the question earlier. McDonald's is not worried about Burger King. So, you just, no matter don't worry about the competition, because at the end of the day, when you get into this type of business, it becomes like relationship driven. So it becomes where, I like this investor, I like this person, so I'm gonna do business with this person over this person. So, at the end of the day, if someone is out there really heavy in the business, you really want to know all investors, because everybody have different properties, they have different knowledge and different networks. So you never want to just only deal with one investor. So if you're truly in the game, you want to know everybody.
Okay, so this question here, I saw it, and we normally talk about it. We talk about it at the very, very, very beginning of the show. Renikia, I want you to answer this for me, okay? This is for Rainmaker. Do you really, really need boots on the ground with virtual wholesaling? Like, is that necessary? Like, really? Like, how important is that?
You don't. I mean, you don't need it, but it'll definitely decrease your understanding of the area. Having boots on the ground, or partners and colleagues, or on the ground in other areas of virtual wholesaling, is so you can really understand that market. Like I know Atlanta market like the back of my hand, but I don't know Mobile market. I don't know Alabama market. So when I'm trying to wholesale in Alabama, and if I don't know that market, I'm most likely going to leave some meat on the table, because I don't know the market enough to really understand how to run my numbers accurately. So absolutely, you can do it with absolutely nobody on the ground, but the more you understand the different markets that you're virtually wholesaling in, the more money you can make, in my opinion.
Ty?
What do you think, Ty?
Oh.
Ty got this deal on the.
I'm serious.
Necessary to have boots on the ground.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's necessary in the sense that, for the simple fact, you got to have somebody there representing you, because sometimes sellers are not going to give you access to their property without them being there. It's that simple. Like, we got some apartments going to be shown tomorrow. You got to be there. You know what I'm saying? He's the manager. He doesn't. It'd be different if he had a property manager. Then it don't matter. You send whoever out there. But he's the manager. The owner is the manager. So need to be out there and regulate. Make sure buyer knows. No negotiations. Go through them. They go through me. You got to have that. So
Yeah.
All right.
You got to have it in some form of fashion.
Yeah.
It can be deal by deal. You may not have somebody consider. It may just be deal by deal. You find someone to represent you. So if you're that skilled and that networkable, if that's a word,
networkable.
Make it happen.
Right. I mean, how are you gonna, absolutely. I mean, you got to think about that. I mean, when it comes to making sure your investor get access, your end buyer get access to the property, who are they meeting at the property? They mean the seller?
Oh, no, Linda. Listen, Linda, that can't happen.
Listen, Linda. But yeah, so I mean, you got to just think it through. I mean, if your end buyer is meeting the seller, it's probably going to cut you out the deal.
All right. So, guys, fix that. Look, I tried to do myself. It didn't work. Fix that.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So on your screen there, oh yay, is the information on how to get in contact with Renikia. You can reach her at fundmynextdeal.com. She's available across all social media platforms, Renikia Williams. So that's Facebook, Instagram. You can email funding@fkfinancials.com. as always, be patient. Allow 48, 72 hours, maybe more, for her or someone from her staff to get in contact with you. If you missed what it is that her company can help you with, watch this video again. Watch all of it. But Renikia, just for those, because I've lost it, and that's my fault because I flipped off the screen. Someone wanted to know exactly, again, how, if they reached out, how long could they wait to hear a response, what they needed to do, what was the best way of contacting you. So I guess just give them a little bit of information one more time before we close out.
Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for that. As always, I'm so super thankful to be a part of the Ask Philip Man show. But we have been kind of innovating our system there. So we do have an instant approval button on our site when it comes to the unsecured funding, leveraging your credit up to 150,000. There's an instant approval on the site within 24 to 48 hours. If you will get emails instantly and things of that nature, but within 24 to 48 hours, if you do qualify, my office manager is going to reach out to you to get you scheduled so you can have your consultation so we can move forward with your funding. But if you're looking for real estate funding, that is also on the website. We have an online form on the website, or you can just input your information and that comes directly to me, and I'm usually on top of that and give you a call within the same day or within 24 hours if you're looking for real estate funding. So,
all right, there you have it, guys. Carol says she loved you guys' analogies, and Kanye added another one. I know we often use Burger King, McDonald's, and Wendy's, but yeah, Walmart isn't worried about targeting. Guys, when we're making these comments, we're not saying that, Burger King went to the, no meat patty. Of course, McDonald's is going to create their own version of it, but the thing is, they're not too concerned. So I guess we don't mean like not worried about them at all. It's competition. You're going to see something like, hey, maybe I should try that, but we're going to put our own spin on it. We're going to do it 10 times better. And the thing is, everybody doesn't like McDonald's, just like everybody doesn't like Burger King. Everybody doesn't like shopping at Walmart, but you might like Target. So you're going to collect different audiences. You're going to gain different traffic, and everybody's going to eat. There's going to be somebody in both of those lines. And then guess what? That mom and pop burger company on the corner, there's enough room for them too. There's enough room for them to carve out a little niche on that same corner. So just don't be afraid of the competition, guys. Just go ahead and step out there on 1 foot forward, 1 foot before the other. I see a lot of you guys asking what to do with this money you have. You've got some suggestions tonight. Look into everything that was mentioned, whether it's dealulator.com, whether it's text to flip, whether it's the direct mail, which is mail to flip. You can look at that as well. Driving for dollars, bandit signs, yellow letters, which is just handwritten letters mailed out, or either get you a nice handwritten font. But do something and continue to watch the videos and join us every Thursday. Ty, what you got?
Oh, nothing. I'm good.
Anything coming up?
Oh no, just get out there and make this stuff happen, man. It's a great time to be in real estate.
Great time to be in real estate. Rennie, any closings?
I would say this: we living in some special times right now, and I think wealth building is more important now than it have ever been. And real estate is just one of those asset classes that have made all the millionaires, or they at least have real estate as an asset in their portfolio, and how they became millionaires. So just understand the power behind what we're teaching, the ability to go out there and be able to take advantage of your backyard, ability to go out there and build generational wealth and wealth in your family. I mean, I want everyone to get to the point where you get to a point where you have 5 or 10 houses in your family name that's being passed down, and everybody being able to eat off that for the rest of their lives. And when they pass, your grandkids eat off that. I think we just living in some special times right now, and this information is so valuable. And although we give it away for free, don't think this is not $1 billion industry. So time is now.
The time is now. Drew McIntyre Ty wants to know who's the man in the ambulance. And someone said your TikToks are so funny. You'll be pleased. Yes, there's something. Ain't they something.
Oh boy, somebody asked me was somebody paying me to do that. Like, no.
No, that, you know what that is? That's someone who understand marketing and understand that there's another lucrative marketing wave out there, and he jumped on it. I'm totally with it.
Right.
So Flipman,
It's a marketing campaign. It's a marketing way.
Flipman.net. Follow the Flipman at TikTok, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all social media platforms. Join us next Thursday, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, and we will see you guys on the flip side.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.